have you ever stopped to think about how your emotions shape every decision you make? Emotional intelligence is not just a desirable skill, but rather the key to building authentic relationships and making informed decisions. In this video, we'll explore how understanding and managing your emotions can transform your personal and professional life. Get ready to discover the power of emotional intelligence and how it can make you as smart as your emotions. Emotional intelligence, EI, is a concept that refers to the ability to identify, understand, and manage one's own emotions and the emotions of others. This skill is fundamental for human interaction, as it involves the ability to deal with stressful situations, communicate effectively, and develop empathy. In a world where the pace of information and the increase in digital interactions are constant, EI emerges as an essential skill, allowing people to have healthy relationships and make the right decisions. A person with high emotional intelligence not only recognizes their emotions, but can also understand how these emotions affect their behaviors and choices. Furthermore, EI includes skills such as self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Mastering these skills can lead to a more balanced and satisfying personal and professional life, where emotions are seen as allies and not enemies. Therefore, understanding what emotional intelligence is the first step to exploring your potential and transforming your relationships and daily decisions. The history of emotional intelligence is a field of study that rose to prominence in the late 20th century, although its roots can be traced back to the psychology of emotion and theories about human intelligence. One of the first to use the term was the American psychologist Daniel Goleman in 1995 in his book Emotional Intelligence. Goleman argues that emotional intelligence is as important, if not more so, than traditional intelligence quotient, IQ. Over the years, numerous studies have supported their claims, showing that people who have well-developed emotional skills tend to be more successful in their lives, both personally and professionally. This evolution of the concept culminated in a series of studies that investigated emotional and social skills, solidifying the idea that emotional intelligence can be measured and improved. Today, many companies and educational institutions incorporate EI practices into their cultures and curricula. Discussions about EI have become increasingly relevant in the contemporary world, especially at a time when collaboration, communication, and empathy are essential for coexistence and prosperity in society. The story of EI is therefore a journey that continues to unfold, reflecting our growing understanding of the complexity of emotions and their impact on our lives. Emotions play a crucial role in the decisions we make daily, influencing our perception and judgment. When we face a choice, it's common for our emotions to guide us, even if we don't realize it right away. For example, joy can encourage us to accept a new job opportunity, while fear can lead us to avoid risks associated with a new experience. This influence is not limited to big or landmark decisions. Even everyday choices, like what to eat or what activities to do, are shaped by our emotions. Many studies have shown that people often prioritize positive feelings in their decisions, seeking experiences that bring joy and satisfaction. However, it is also important to note that negative emotions, such as anxiety or worry, can serve as a warning sign, protecting us from impulsive decisions. The key is knowing how to listen and analyze emotions before acting. The development of emotional intelligence allows people to sort through these emotions, allowing them to decide more consciously. Therefore, engaging in a process of self-awareness and reflection on emotions is essential to improving the quality of the decisions we make. The application of emotional intelligence in everyday life is a fascinating aspect that can bring significant results in the interactions and choices we make. A notable example is the work environment. Leaders with high EI tend to have more motivated and productive teams, as they are able to read employees' emotions and offer the necessary support. This not only improves the organizational atmosphere, but also contributes to talent retention. Another practical example can be seen in personal relationships. Those who practice empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, create deeper, more meaningful bonds. In conflict situations, an emotionally intelligent approach can be the difference in resolving misunderstandings and promoting dialogue. In consumer contexts, EI also manifests itself. Companies that know and respond to their customers' emotions establish stronger connections and, therefore, better sales. Taking care of emotional intelligence, therefore, is not just a personal exercise. It is a valuable tool in different areas of life, promoting not only individual well-being, but also collective well-being. As we practice EI, we can see positive transformations in our lives, as interactions become more authentic and decisions become more conscious. Emotion science is a fascinating field that investigates how emotions are generated, expressed, and perceived. From a biological point of view, emotions are complex responses to internal and external stimuli. They involve physiological reactions such as changes in heartbeat, blood pressure, and the release of hormones. Psychologists and neuroscientists have studied emotions to understand how they affect human behavior and the decision-making process. One of the best-known models of emotions is that of Paul Ekman, who identified 6 universal emotions: joy, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, and disgust. These emotions are considered universal because they are recognized and expressed in similar ways across different cultures. Furthermore, emotion science also explores how emotions can be influenced by cultural and social factors. In short, the science of emotions provides us with a solid foundation for understanding the complexity of human experiences, revealing how our emotions shape our everyday lives and mental well-being. Emotions can be classified into different types, each performing specific functions in our lives. We can divide emotions into primary and secondary emotions. Primary emotions such as joy, sadness, fear, anger, disgust, and surprise are immediate responses to specific events or situations and are considered universal as they appear in different cultures around the world. These emotions are often more intense and rapid, helping us to react to threats or rewards quickly. On the other hand, secondary emotions are more complex and can include feelings such as guilt, shame, pride, and gratitude. These emotions often arise as a result of the interaction between primary emotions and our social and cultural context. They can be influenced by our personal experiences and lifelong learning. Understanding the difference between primary and secondary emotions is crucial as it helps us recognize why we feel the way we do in different situations and identify whether or not we should act on those emotions. The distinction between basic emotions and complex emotions is fundamental to emotional intelligence. Basic or primary emotions are those that arise naturally in response to environmental stimuli. As mentioned earlier, they include joy, sadness, fear, anger, disgust, and surprise. These are innate emotions that play an important adaptive role, helping humans survive and connect with the world around them. In contrast, complex emotions arise from a combination and interpretation of basic emotions. Examples of complex emotions include jealousy, which can be a mixture of fear of losing someone, and sadness or shame, which can derive from a combination of social roots and internal criticism. While basic emotions tend to be brief and intense, complex emotions can last longer and often require deeper assessment or reflection. This understanding is crucial to developing emotional intelligence, as by recognizing both our basic and complex feelings, we can manage them more effectively, resulting in better emotional regulation and healthier interactions. Emotional repression refers to the attempt to avoid or suppress feelings that we consider negative or uncomfortable. While it may seem like an effective short-term strategy for dealing with difficult emotions, repression can have serious long-term consequences. Studies indicate that emotional repression can lead to a range of physical and mental problems, including anxiety, depression, and stress. When we repress our emotions, the brain and body do not process these experiences properly, resulting in a buildup of unexpressed emotions. This can affect our physical health, such as increasing blood pressure and worsening health problems. Additionally, repression can harm our relationships, as ignoring emotions can make us less empathetic and less able to connect with others. To counterbalance this effect, it is essential to develop emotional awareness and allow yourself to feel and express emotions, whether positive or negative. Practices such as meditation, reflective writing, or open conversation with friends can help in the free expression of emotions, contributing to a healthier and more balanced emotional state. Self-assessment and emotional awareness are the first steps to developing emotional intelligence. This process involves looking inside yourself and recognizing your emotions, understanding how they affect your behavior and decisions. For many women over 50, this practice can be a revelation. We are often taught to silence our feelings, to prioritize others before ourselves, and to ignore what we are really feeling. However, by allowing ourselves to live and recognize our emotions, we gain valuable tools. Start with moments of reflection, like keeping an emotional diary. Write about your daily experiences and the emotions that arise. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why do I feel this way? Such self-analysis can lead to a deeper understanding of yourself and, over time, a more positive and constructive way of thinking about your emotions. Self-evaluation is not a selfish exercise, but an essential step towards becoming the best version of yourself. When you know yourself better, you can relate better to others. In short, cultivating emotional awareness is a fundamental step towards personal transformation and building healthier, more meaningful relationships. Developing empathy and social skills is a key component of emotional intelligence. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to feel their emotions and understand their perspectives. For women over 50, it can be challenging to understand or accept emotions that are not yours. However, this is a skill that can be improved with practice. One way to develop empathy is to actively listen. This means paying attention not only to the words the other person speaks, but also to their body language and underlying emotions. Another important aspect is respect for the diversity of feelings that people may have. By opening yourself up to the experiences and emotions of others, you will discover that everyone has a different story to tell. Additionally, participating in support groups or communities can provide a safe environment where you can exercise your social and empathetic skills. Through authentic interactions, you can cultivate meaningful and respectful relationships with the people around you. Social skills, such as clear communication and assertiveness, also develop as you gain confidence in your emotional interactions. Thus, building an empathetic environment contributes not only to your personal relationships, but also to your self-confidence and happiness. Developing emotional intelligence also requires that we regularly work on our self-regulation and the ability to face and manage challenging emotions. Many women may feel negative emotions such as anger, sadness, or envy, and sometimes may not know how to deal with these feelings in a constructive way. Self-regulation involves the ability to pause and reflect before reacting, which is challenging but essential. Try to analyze your emotions at critical moments. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? What is generating this emotion? By naming and understanding your emotions, you begin to gain control over them. Another strategy is conscious breathing. Often, breathing deeply can help calm the mind and bring clarity to what you really feel. Practicing meditation and mindfulness can be an excellent way to develop this skill. Allow yourself to feel and express your emotions in a healthy way. What cannot be expressed gets stuck and can manifest in other aspects of life. By cultivating self-regulation, you create a safer internal space where your emotions can be acknowledged and treated with care and respect. There are several practices that can help improve your emotional intelligence. One of these practices is the cultivation of gratitude. Taking a moment out of your day to recognize and appreciate the good things in life can shift your perspective and help you maintain a positive emotional state. Try keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you are grateful for every day. This can have a cumulative effect, becoming a healthy habit that feeds your emotionality. Furthermore, meditation is an effective tool for improving emotional numbness. Meditating on your emotions can promote self-care and self-reflection. Another effective technique is the use of positive affirmations, which help build and reinforce a growth mindset. For example, when facing an emotional challenge, you might repeat to yourself, "I can handle this." When a difficult emotion arises, visualize it as a wave that always passes, allowing yourself to feel it and then release it. Finally, learning to ask for and offer constructive feedback is crucial. Seeking what others perceive about you and expressing your own emotions clearly can strengthen social ties and strengthen relationships. With these practices, you can develop a more balanced, authentic, and, above all, satisfying emotional life. Emotional intelligence in the workplace has become an essential element for professional success. In corporate environments, leaders who have this skill are able to create cohesive and motivated teams. Understanding employees' emotions allows these leaders to develop more effective communication, adjusting their approaches to better suit the team's needs. For example, a boss who notices an anxious atmosphere before a big presentation may choose to offer additional support, such as coaching or constructive feedback, increasing the group's confidence. This not only improves performance, but also promotes a healthy and collaborative work environment. Furthermore, emotional intelligence also helps in resolving conflicts. Instead of letting disagreements escalate, emotionally intelligent leaders know how to approach the situation with empathy, listening to the perspectives of everyone involved and seeking solutions that serve everyone. This creates an organizational culture of respect and understanding, where everyone feels valued. Thus, EI is not just a skill for leaders, but for all employees, who by developing it become more able to interact and work together, increasing team spirit and, consequently, organizational performance. Personal relationships are profoundly influenced by emotional intelligence. When a person is able to identify and understand their own emotions, they are more prepared to connect with the feelings of others. This creates an environment of trust and openness in interactions. For example, in a romantic relationship, the ability to discuss emotions honestly can prevent misunderstandings and strengthen emotional bonds. Another important aspect is empathy. When we put ourselves in someone else's shoes, we are able to understand their emotions and reactions, which promotes greater harmony in relationships. Emotional intelligence also helps us manage conflicts in a healthy way. Instead of reacting impulsively to criticism or discontent, an emotionally intelligent approach seeks to understand the underlying causes and resolve the situation through dialogue, respecting the emotions of others. Furthermore, this intelligence extends to all relationships, family, friendships, or even simple interactions in everyday life. The more we can cultivate a safe emotional space, the deeper and more meaningful our connections become. Ultimately, EI is a catalyst for longer-lasting and happier relationships. Technology, although it brings many advances and facilitators to modern life, also has a significant impact on our emotions and social interactions. With the rise of social media and digital communication, we have unprecedented access to information and people. However, this can create emotional overload, as digital communication often lacks the nuance of face-to-face interactions, leading to misunderstandings and misinterpretations. Furthermore, the excessive use of technology can result in a distancing from face-to-face interactions, which are essential for building deep emotional connections. Emotions can easily be amplified or distorted online, leading to conflicts and disagreements. However, technology also offers valuable tools for developing emotional intelligence. There are apps that help users monitor their emotions or even games that teach empathy and social skills. The important thing is to find a healthy balance between digital life and reality, using technology as a complement that enhances our relationships, rather than replacing them. By being aware of how technology affects our emotions, we can make healthier choices in our interactions and thus cultivate more positive emotional environments. Emotional intelligence is an essential tool for effective leadership, especially in the current environment, which requires leaders who are more empathetic and connected to their teams. A leader with high EI is able to perceive and interpret the emotions that permeate his team, which allows him to adjust his approach according to the emotional needs of each member. This skill is crucial, especially in times of crisis or change, where the team may feel insecure or anxious. By offering support and understanding, the leader not only helps alleviate these concerns, but also inspires trust and loyalty. Additionally, emotional intelligence allows leaders to foster an inclusive and respectful work environment where everyone feels heard and valued. This, in turn, improves group engagement and productivity. Another important facet of EI in leadership is the ability to motivate. Emotionally intelligent leaders know how to recognize and celebrate achievements, as well as understanding what motivates each team member, creating an environment where everyone feels driven to contribute their best. In short, emotional intelligence is not only a competitive differentiator, but a necessity in modern leadership, guiding teams towards more effective and harmonious performance. In recent years, we have seen a growing interest in emerging trends related to emotional intelligence, EI. Among some of these trends, the importance of EI in companies stands out, where emotionally intelligent work environments not only improve employee satisfaction, but also boost productivity. Strategies such as EI training and constant feedback practices are being adopted. Another relevant trend is the use of technology to develop EI. Apps and online platforms now offer resources to improve emotional self-awareness and empathy, making these skills more accessible. Additionally, the focus on emotional health is expanding beyond the workplace and into families and communities. This is especially pertinent in times of stress and uncertainty, where EI can help build stronger, more resilient bonds. Therapies that incorporate EI practices have gained prominence, showing that, as society adapts, emotions and their management become more central to daily life. Technology has also had a significant impact on the development and application of emotional intelligence. With the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, tools are being created to help understand and manage emotions. Apps that offer training in emotional skills are becoming popular, providing users with practical exercises to improve empathy and self-regulation. Furthermore, technology offers new forms of communication, where reading emotions can be facilitated through facial expressions, for example, using specially programmed cameras. Another positive contribution of technology is access to a huge amount of content and resources about emotional intelligence. Webinars, podcasts, and online courses are available for those who want to expand their knowledge and improve their emotional skills. However, it is important that people also remain critical regarding the use of technology, always seeking a balance between virtual interactions and human relationships. Technology can be an ally in improving emotional intelligence, but it should never replace the personal connections that are so essential to our mental health. The role of emotional intelligence in education has gained prominence in recent years, being recognized as a fundamental skill for training individuals who are more balanced and prepared for the challenges of the future. Many educational institutions have integrated programs that aim to develop emotional intelligence in students from an early age. This approach seeks to teach children to recognize and manage their emotions, as well as promoting empathy and collaboration among peers. Pedagogical approaches that value emotional well-being tend to create a more welcoming school environment, where students feel safe to express their emotions, facilitating learning. Furthermore, emotionally intelligent teachers are better able to deal with conflicts and promote a climate of respect and understanding within the classroom. The continued training of educators, with a focus on emotional intelligence, is a powerful strategy to enhance not only academic performance, but also the personal development of students. Therefore, by investing in emotional education, we can prepare a new generation capable of facing the challenges of an increasingly complex and interconnected world. Reflecting on the future of emotional intelligence, we can see that its impact will continue to expand and diversify. As society evolves, we can expect greater integration of this concept in different areas of life. Organizations will increasingly realize that emotionally intelligent teams are essential for innovation and maintaining a healthy work environment. Furthermore, emotional education in schools will become a global standard, preparing children and young people to be balanced and aware adults. Growing awareness about mental health and well-being will also contribute to the appreciation of emotional intelligence in the future. We are already seeing signs that emotions can no longer be left aside, and that companies and institutions that adopt emotional well-being practices are standing out. For women over 50, especially, emotional intelligence represents a valuable opportunity for self-knowledge and improved quality of life, whether in the search for new professional challenges or in personal relationships. The future holds a world where emotional intelligence will be even more valued, recognizing it as the key to fully satisfying relationships and a life rich in meaning. Emotional intelligence is a powerful tool that allows us to understand and manage our emotions and those of others, creating deeper interactions and meaningful connections in both our personal and professional lives. I want to hear from you. What story about emotional intelligence or emotion management would you like to hear next? Share your suggestions in the comments. How do you use your emotional intelligence in your daily life? What impact does this have on your decisions and relationships? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next videos and continue your journey of self-knowledge and emotional development.